Hello everyone, my name is Ferdinand and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like my content, please do consider subscribing. Leave a like on the video, I would really appreciate that. Also, just wanted to say that I've reached about 1200 views on my YouTube videos, so I want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching my channel. I would really appreciate if you would, just destroy that thumbs up button and, leave your feedback or comments in the comment section below. Subscribe, and with that, let's get into today's video. I'm sorry, I know that I have been a little bit behind my uploads. It is my month of fasting, it's Ramadan, so it's a little bit challenging for me to kind of keep up with the regular schedule of uploading videos, but I'll try and get back to it as best as possible. So in the past days that I've been missing, if you watched my last video, you kind of saw that I kind of dug into PlayStation's inner workings right now, and basically just kind of highlight as to how the company's been performing recently, but all the controversial news that came out in regards to Sony closing its PlayStation, PS3, PSP stores, the Vita stores. It does look like, interestingly, that Sony has now all of a sudden decided to roll back on its decision. And Jim Ryan came out recently and apologized for announcing to close the PS3 and Vita stores. The PSP store is still closing, but in all honesty, that's not really surprising, right? We're not all thinking that that's out of line somehow. But the PS3 and Vita stores have been restored. They're not gonna be closing at any point soon. At least that's what the announcement indicates. And at the same time, there are rumors that basically new announcement, new IPs, new acquisitions are coming from Sony. Basically the things that I kind of highlighted as to what Sony had to do to try and win fans back into their corner. Because I gotta be honest now, the way the current dynamic of the gaming industry is working so far, at least in the past 2 months or so, it's not really in the favor of Sony, and the reasoning behind that is because Sony has been extraordinarily quiet in terms of what it's planning. Now, I do feel like that right about when we're gonna have E3, Sony's gonna have some bigger announcement, they're gonna come out swinging, and that's all fine and dandy, but like I said, Sony needed to do something to curb some of these issues that people are having. And the one topic that I also highlighted back in my previous video was that Days Gone 2 was not under development. So far as we know, Sony declined the pitch for Days Gone 2. The senior management from Ben Studios, the creators behind Days Gone, have left. And interestingly, if you guys have been following the news, David Jaffe, the creator of the original God of War, the God of War 1, the main on the PlayStation, I think 2, the first game, the creator of that, he has a YouTube channel, and he every now and then conducts interviews from people from the gaming industry, and he had the creators of Days Gone on his channel, I think within the last week. And the last creator, the creative director, was John Garvin, and he had him last week, and it was a really interesting interview, about 4 hours long. I watched the entire thing. I really enjoyed that interview. A bunch of people who followed David Jaffe, they joined his Discord, called in, and had questions for John Garvin about the development of Days Gone 1, what the game was like, how developing it was like, and all that. Anyway, there was one main thing that kind of came out of the interview that I think everyone in the media kind of focused on, and all the YouTubers focused on as well. And there was this statement that was given by John Garvin, and that was that if players want to see a sequel of a game come out, then they should buy that game day one when it releases on full price, and not wait for sales to come in to lower the price or buy them on PS Plus and all that. Now, there are two sides of this argument. First, I will say, every YouTuber that I have watched, going from Young Gaia, Rich of Review Tech USA, Layman Gaming, everyone said that John Garvin is wrong and he should not have used these words. Now, I want to say that could have John Garvin used better, words to describe what message he was trying to convey? Yes. Did he say anything wrong? No. Because you have to remember that the only language any big corporation, be it Microsoft, Sony, Activision, EA, doesn't matter how user friendly they are or they're not, the only language these companies understand is of money. If a game makes them money, then they will fully endorse a part 2 of that game. And the best way to support a game, to want to show your approval, to say, okay, fine, I want to see part 2 of this game regardless of its Metacritic score, is by supporting the game day one full price. Because the more money Sony makes, the more money Microsoft makes, the more money EA, Activision, Ubisoft make, the higher chance you have of that game actually getting a subsequent sequel and getting approved for another title in the future. And all of these people are going after John Garvin, saying that no, you shouldn't have said these words. Look, it is correct that buying games on sale isn't wrong. It's not wrong to wait for the reviews, to wait to see what people have. It's not wrong to budget for the games you buy. That is correct. But you cannot say that the statement that John Garvin gave, or any developer for that matter, if they say that, hey man, listen, you want to support me as a creator, you want to support my game, you like what I do, buy the game at full price. It's not wrong. Like I said, he could have used a softer tone. He could have used better words. He could have brought up the sentence or his sentiment a little bit better. Yes, 100% agreed. He could have done that. But I think people are taking that portion of his interview out of context quite a lot. There's a very big thing within that interview. Right after he gives that statement, he says, listen, I am just saying that as a developer. I'm not saying that this is for Days Gone 2 or for any particular title. I am saying it as a developer. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't work at Sony anymore. Those are his words right after he said what he said, which basically kind of blew up in social media. So I just want to kind of highlight that it does look like a lot of people, just to get attention, just to get those clickbaits, and are kind of highlighting this one thing that he said and just bringing that up. I would say, listen, if you want to do your due diligence, watch the full interview. Watch the full interview and then give your opinion. Otherwise, don't go after the man. Don't hunt him down and try and crucify him for what he said. You took one statement out of the entire interview, out of the context, and everyone's kind of like on his case as to how dare you, John Garvin, say that. Look, the dude doesn't even work at Sony Bend anymore. So even if Sony did green light Days Gone 2, he's 99% probably not even going to be making the game. So why does he even care? He just said what he said because there's a lot of people, a lot of fans of the game who said that, hey, you know what, the game should have gotten a part 2. Well, he's not wrong. You wanted a part 2. You wanted Sony to hear your thoughts. You wanted Sony to ignore the Metacritic score. Should have bought the game on day one. Full price. If you can afford the game, do it so that the developers and the publishers and all those people know that their game is being enjoyed by a lot of people, regardless of what the critics say. Because just like you guys, I hate critics. I am a cheapskate myself as well. I buy a lot of games on sale. I buy a lot of games on off price or Kijiji or Craigslist or whatever it is. Simply because, I gotta budget out what games I buy. But if there is a game that's coming out that I want to support fully, wholeheartedly support, then I'll do it. When God of War comes out, the next God of War, I'm gonna buy it day one. When the next Horizon comes out, I'm gonna buy it day one. I mean, I need to buy the new PlayStation 5, but that's besides the point. I'm having issues here, guys. As you can see in every other video of mine, I keep on saying I need to buy the new console still yet. I check the listings, man. I check the listings every day, but Jesus Christ, has it been hard trying to get my hands on one of these newer consoles. But anyway, coming back to the points, I mean, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on what, on that interview that David Jaffe did with John Garvin, and it's been really interesting how people have been reacting to it as well. Now, if you look at the other side of Sony, Microsoft, on the other hand, is sneaking games quietly into Game Pass as fast as possible, and it's a very smart strategy, right? They're trying to take advantage of the situation, right? They read the room very accurately. They know that a lot of gamers are on Sony's case right now for on one hand being quiet, on the other hand not having their own announcements. It's dead silent. So they're publishing and posting everywhere on social media that MLB The Show is on Game Pass day one, which is, I gotta be honest, that's a bit of a slap on Sony's face, and they better wake up. They better freaking wake up. Otherwise, they are gonna lose this generation to Microsoft. And Microsoft already doesn't care about their console. It's quite clear. They care about the Game Pass, right? Now, in an interesting turn of events, imagine what would happen if Game Pass came on PlayStation. Oh man, that would be very, very interesting turn of events for both Sony and Microsoft. But as it currently stands, like I said, they've been passing on games, they've been putting games inside Game Pass quietly every now and then. There's this huge rumor currently, and it seems to be coming from more or less reliable sources, I guess, that state that Kojima-san is in talks with Microsoft. So are we looking at maybe the next Death Stranding game on Game Pass as exclusive, or any other game that Kojima might be developing for them? Because that's very interesting. After the way Death Stranding was released, which I did not play, I have not played that game. I do plan on picking it up at some point, I just haven't gotten around to it. It does look like, after the critical reception of that game, the way it was handled, it does look like that Sony is kind of distancing itself from Kojima Productions, and Microsoft was like, hey, you know what, no problem, we'll step in, we'll talk to Kojima and see what he can do for us. And it'll be very interesting, because Kojima is a very big name in the gaming industry, and if he, getting him on Microsoft is a huge, major power shift for the gaming community. So it's really interesting to see how that works out. There are talks about the new Metal Gear game by Konami. Well, I think Metal Gear license being discussed by Konami, that any developer can pick it up. But yet again, rumors, not entirely sure how much of it is true or not. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the entire situation, the interview, Sony, PlayStation, Microsoft, all that stuff. But you guys let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Bye.